see out here, street style, it's everything. Let's show them who's in charge. It's the takeover.
They call me FLACKO and don't play no more. That Drake and you bandana on my head. Ain't no strings up on my neck.
I'd rather put money on my grandmother.
I ain't ducking money, I ain't ducking bullets either. I ain't ducked short since I became vegan. Probably ducked season, try to pay before the season. Probably ducked off in a quiet place with your breezy. Probably shades, probably white, couldn't see him.
And you driving like you stole it. I like your style.
I would like to dedicate to the scar on my face. All the stars in the globe. Where does your scar face?
That's how you do it? See, I was rooting for you too, man. You made me proud.
Welcome back. I'm taking over for Dragon. He had to take a little bit of a break. Minaj, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty wonderful. Thank you for having me, Jesse. How you doing? Nubs?
Of course. I am doing absolutely fantastic. Dropping my government name. I see how it is. Jeez. I'm doing absolutely fantastic. We have a great lineup tonight. It's going to be the Warlocks versus the Goblins. Now, Warlocks were number one in the AL scene for majority of the season until they had to take a forfeit because of play limits. What do you think is going to happen today? What are your predictions or everything like that?
Well, thankfully you're the one with all the prior knowledge onto all of this. My predictions come simply pretty much out of Dragon's Handbook. I'm hoping to see a game 5 at this point. And I mean, good gameplay overall, everything else. You know, I don't really have any major predictions, but again, I'm just looking forward to seeing game 5 maybe and seeing how the players handle, again, the pressure and everything between.
Right, of course. We all want a game 5. We all want to watch some more Rocket League. We don't want it to end in game 3 because we're all here for the same purpose. We're all here to play Rocket League. But to give a little bit of insight, the Warlocks being number one and everything like that, the Warlocks actually win 52% more games than the Goblins do. The Goblins only have a difference of 16% on their shots against, the Warlocks' shot percentage. What's really interesting, what I'm actually really looking forward to seeing, is the fact that the Goblins actually dominate in saves more than the Warlocks. They have a 65% increase over the Warlocks. So it's going to be a very interesting game to see how the Warlocks deal with that save percentage and that defense, on the Goblin side. So I am actually going to predict a game 4. I'm going to predict a game 4 in the Warlocks' favor. So we'll see how it goes. I obviously, like I said, I want the game 5 too. No, everybody wants the game 5. But I'm going to say game 4, Warlocks. They have Quilly and Legend Humble. They've proven themselves to be very good players, very good teammates, and communicate very well with each other. I know firsthand because I've played against them myself. Little disappointed to get to see the Quiz combo, but, we do what we can do. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm not sure what the Quiz combo is. You want to feed me in on that?
That would be Quilly and Brisk.
Okay, Quilly and Brisk. Oh, the Quisk I see now. Combo.
Yeah.
I again can't say that I knew anything about it, so it'll be interesting to see the current combo.
Right. Exactly.
Legend.
I'm going to interrupt you just 1 second.
Send it.
We are actually getting the game sent it on right now as we get down to the first pitch. Take it away.
Well, we got Vipers with the, or sorry, not Vipers, going back to Goblins and Warlocks. Now I got to reset my brain here. Early ball starts off, seems to be in nobody's real control. Warlocks now have it and are going to try to push it up for the Goblin side. Got Gray keeping pressure on the ball and is going to send a small back pass that is going to get taken.
Right.
Has a
Legend
good...
Humble is actually, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
Legend Humble is actually maintaining really good control right now. He is proving to be the downfall of the Goblins right now. Willie is basically taking the ball away from him now, but it seems to be Legend Humble's kind of game right now. He seems to be wanting the ball, and he wants that goal really, really bad.
I'm trying to adjust my camera here and fix a few things. It was being a little wanky. Yeah, we got a lot of movement on the ball, both directions. Not a whole lot. I mean, a bunch of good control here, as we just saw with that aerial coming out. Both teams are trying hard to find capitalization they would need to keep that ball out of the other team's hands and get it toward the goal.
BC taking it into the corner. Legend Humble left behind him by himself in front of the goal. Goes for a flick. Hands it off to BC. Can he capitalize? He cannot capitalize on it. It seems that Legend Humble is actually doing very well right now. He is pinpointing all of the issues on the Goblin side. He is picking apart the defense. And of course, as I say, Quilly does his signature move, going for a demo, or attempted demo, I should say, as Quilly hits it off to the midfield. Gray waiting for an answer. Legend Humble sending it across again into the corner of the goal. Manages to get it across, and Legend Humble sinks it in with the help of the crossbar.
That was an amazing long-term goal right there. Very sketchy positioning and lucky rebounding, but still pulled it out with a nice little clutch there. It seems like you were right talking about the Warlocks and trying to go past that defense of the Goblins. As we just saw, Quilly and Legend doing their best, one making phenomenal moves down the field, the other one taking out players' defense. And just like you were saying, to deal with all them saves, what would they have to do? And it seems like they're going to get just as aggressive and shove it. But unfortunately, the aggressiveness didn't come out as BC passes the ball over and gets to Gray. Gray goes in for a hard-fought 2v1 score. Dunked it on him, honestly.
It seems like there was a bit of a communication error there. Quilly seemed to like he had the save there, but Legend Humble just obviously didn't listen to his teammate or had other thoughts and just, managed to bump his teammate out of the way. But as I said, he makes up for it with his very own goal as he just slots it right there on the top of the goal, saying, hey, I'm still in this game. Even if I have mistakes, I can make goals.
Okay, unfortunate for the Goblin side defender. They were on the wall ready for it. Oh, crazy kickoff goal we just got. An awkward 50-50.
It definitely seems that Gray wasn't ready for the cheat there, and he decided to go boost over ball, which we all know is a mistake that a lot of us can make, and it will lead to a ball in your net.
Number one champion of that grind. I'd be going for every bit of boost. Oh my goodness, as the ball comes off the side of the wall here, we had BC coming in with a nice angle provided by that pass. Just downs the ball.
BC is absolutely driving it downfield. He is making sure his team stays on the scoreboard. I would like to see a little bit more communication out of the Goblins right now, but they seem to be getting their situation together. Most of the time these first games are kind of the feeler outer game, and I think they're getting ready to feel each other out. Or they have filled each other out, and now they're just like, we're just gonna start pelting balls at nets now. So we do want to see that, and the Warlocks and the Goblins are definitely gonna make this an interesting game for sure.
So now 3 minutes in, just passing the halfway mark, I was thinking to myself, this is still anybody's game at the moment. Goblins just got to figure out a way to get past that gnarly offensive coming by the Warlocks. Provided by just a bunch of really good timed passes and a nice fake into the goal. Well, no fake there, sorry. I mean, just painful to watch.
Right. No, BC saw the ball coming towards him. Just for some reason, his dodge dead zone controls are marked a little weird, and he just double jumped instead of flipping like he's supposed to. And that was a free goal for Quilly, and just sunk it in, making it a goal of 2.
All right, both teams doing well to keep the ball moving, flying this round. BC need a little assistance. Gray jumps in for the side there. Quilly takes it back and is going to try to keep this on the green side of the field. Doing a little bit of boost stealing right now. Improvising for the teammate to come in. Flicks it over the head of BC. Legend Humble does not get the finish. Ball flying toward the ceiling, going around. Woo! BC pushes it again. Legend Humble says not this time. Both of those two players going at it as far as sending a ball and then returning it back.
Right, they're absolutely just pinning. I can't think of the word. Never mind. They're absolutely fighting for control over this ball right now. passing it back and forth. It seems like no one team has the ultimate control over the ball right now. It's just a bunch of boomer ball back and forth. But
Fair.
it's flavorful boomer ball. They are making the best of it. There's shots on goals, there's saves, there's corner passes, there's boost steals. And as
There
a
it is.
pass comes out, Legend Humble makes everything useful from the pass of the 50 off of himself into the Goblin's goal.
Very nice angle as you see, popped it over there. The Goblin defender. Goblin's down by 3 points, 35 seconds on the board. It's not impossible, but it's also not too far of a stretch to say that this might hurt in just a moment.
Not impossible, but
Goblins.
not probable either.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little painful. Ooh, Goblins pushing down, saying, hey, we'll return fire. It may not be the goal we wanted, but we'll let you know we're mad about it.
Precisely. They are definitely going to have to come back in the second game as this game runs down to a time that is magically less than the last one. The Goblins are feeling the hurt a little bit as they are down 3 goals and down 1 game in this best of 5 series.
Ball still in
What do
the
you
air.
think?
Oh,
What do you think the Goblins need to do when, or information as far as coming back? From the next game?
so, as you were saying early on, before the match had started, Goblins got the defense. It's definitely there. We saw BC going really ham in the paint, trying to keep that ball away. I think it comes down to the opportunities presented by, say, Gray or BC on a rotate, from defending the ball to pushing it back to the other side, catching one of the offenders on the other side out of position and being able to drive that ball to the goal, I think is what the Goblins are looking for and or need to focus on. Warlocks seem to be having pretty locked down with round 1. Like I said, 5-2, 3-point lead. Both players, I mean, Goblins ain't necessarily doing anything wrong. They both have their scores. I think it's just got to step up a little bit, put a little bit more pressure in. Team leader in the
Right.
background. Go ahead.
We definitely do see that, that 52% and that 16% more shots come out. The last stat, what was interesting is the save percentage and everything like that. As we speak of saves and everything like that, the Warlocks were absolutely dominating. They had 8 saves total versus the Goblins 3. But speaking of saves, we saved the game for you guys, and here it is coming back towards you guys.
Round 2. Starting off with the Goblins on an early lead, pushing the ball toward the goal. Do not want them Warlocks getting anywhere near. Really need to hold this one back. Quilly taking it back downfield toward the Goblins, and Gray with a nice defense.
Absolutely. We are seeing a similar repeat of last game, the beginning of last game. The Warlocks are just absolutely dominating and control it right off the belt. They do seem to be playing a little bit more slow. They're not playing as aggressive, it seems. But it seems to be working out for him as Legend Humble takes advantage of the delay in the Goblins defense and sinks it into the goal to secure their first goal of the game.
As I'm looking here on the camera, this is exactly what I'm talking about, that the Goblins need to be focused on, is looking for that space provided by the other team missing the opportunity to hit the ball. When Goblins get the defense, they need to continue to push it. As they get the block, they're just unable to take it out of Warlock's control. Legend Humble staying on this ball. Doing well to keep it in the air too. A bit more aerial is being provided than the last set we were spectating.
A securing demo coming out of Quilly in the corner on BC. Can they take advantage of it? Legend Humble up in the corner, sending it back out. Can Quilly take advantage of it? Quilly almost securing that goal, but not able to get the touch in time. Legend Humble bringing it back up the wall, says, I'm not done. I'm going to repeat this again. Quilly, come back up. Quilly's not available. No one home.
Goblins' turn, taking the ball down the field by Gray, stopped by Legend Humble. BC is going to try to do something about that ball again in front of the net. Woo! Very nice save by Gray coming in for the assist there. BC said, hey, since you did that part, I will go ahead and shove it down the goal of the Warlocks. I appreciate you. And that's exactly what I was talking about, waiting for the opportunity coming out of the failed offense and provided a good
Yeah, I'm not
defense. That was really
sure
good by
what
Gray.
happened there with Legend Humble there. Legend Humble was just, he seemed like he knew the shot was coming. He knew it was there. He very clearly saw the ball, but just decided to flip instead of boosting into it. I'm not 100% sure. Definitely not mistakes you want to see in the second game, especially when he ties it up. You want to keep that advantage up as long as possible, kind of get into the head of the Goblins a little bit. The Warlocks definitely need to tighten up their defense just a hair. As I say that, Legend Humble flicks it past BC.
Goblins doing very well this round. This current score to keep the ball off their side of the field, keep the momentum moving toward the other goal. Keeping both Warlocks on constant defense, looking for that boost, the goals, everything. Both teams doing phenomenal, actually. See which one finds the capitalization, the mistake in the other team's defense or offense. Probably a defense is going to be the one missed here.
Willie 15 it past Gray. BC answering his own, but misses the ball. Quilly come back again with another 50. Absolutely slamming these 50s home, leaving it open for BC. BC clears it out. Can Legend Humble make a successful touch of it? Oh! Unfortunately,
Unfortunate.
the save from BC was just answered by his own teammate, leading into an unfortunate own goal.
Well, it was a nice save on the first attempt, honestly. It was just the fact that there was nobody there to rebuttal that ball, keep it away in order to stop the Warlocks from coming in and just popping it right in. And yeah, with a mistaken set of locations, wrong place, wrong time, ball goes in. They ain't letting it affect them though, as they pop off quick and with momentum here on the fourth possible score of the match. Warlocks doing well though, said we're really not going to let you have that momentum back. We're already up 1. BC taking it from middle control now. Oh, an absolute nice banger of a side swipe to the side of the ball. Just pops it right over Warlock's defense and into the goal. Any thoughts about what you're seeing here? Are you, what's the deal with the Goblins? How do you feel like their defense is improving?
Their defense is improving reliably, except for, obviously the one own goal. But it seems that Legend Humble is just not able to perform in the goal like he was last game. I don't know if it's, sweaty hands, mom spaghetti. As I say that, there was a perfectly fit goal with an open net minus any Warlock defender. Just said, hey, I'm going to take this opportunity to improve the score a little bit.
It was very well timed and well executed push, as you said. That was. It only takes those small moments to change the whole tide of the game here. Again, coming into the next kickoff, Goblins doing well to take that early momentum and then absolutely destroy, capitalize, and do everything else with it. They said, look, we're bringing this one back on this round. I don't want you guys to think you have a real chance here. But 2 goals over, a minute left. Still got potential.
BC is absolutely rocking a 100% shot score percentage. He is making sure that his balls are making it in net. He is not leaving anything to the imagination. He is concrete and making sure that ball and that magic little number at the top of the screen goes up for their team.
Very good observation. Not that Gray is doing anything wrong, and crazy with the 2 assists, a save, and a shot to come in next to him. Warlocks, Legend Humble, as you've been saying, doing a lot of early work. Unfortunate to see he's just off his game at the moment. Quilly seems to be struggling just as much. Oh, with an amazing, there we go. Wall bounce to aerial into the net by Legend Humble. This is amazing to see. Exactly what he needed to pull out.
Legend Humble must have heard you up in the booth up here. He beautifully delivered that ball on a silver platter into the Warlock's goal, making that number go up again. Just, solidifying that score just by 1. Even when it's 1, he can still win you the game.
Absolutely.
BC sending it down to backfield. Legend Humble managing to get it across past BC. Quilly up in midfield. Waits behind it. BC passing it back to Gray. Gray wasting time on the clock as he sends it back to his own teammate as BC slams it
There's
off
the
to the
ball.
left to secure the win for the Goblins. We have a 1-1 series. Panaj.
Good to start. Good to see. It's very interesting. I mean, it's as a struggle in the first round with the Warlocks offense, the defense for the Goblins, even though it was there, was just not warmed up. This round, they seem to have popped that back, found the holes that I was talking about in finding when to move and get out of that goal to push it toward the other side. Warlocks just need to figure out something. As we said, maybe it's off the game, maybe it's a sweat on the hands. Coming in just short though by 1 point to be able to keep this on their side of the field.
Right. And like I said, that 1 point can win you that game, even if it's, just by one. What's interesting here is the fact that it seems the Goblins and Warlocks kind of swap places as compared to the last game. The last game, Warlocks had all the saves and everything like that, but this time the Goblins were actually the ones saving. Like I said, Legend Humble, he kind of froze a lot on those balls whenever it was coming to goal. And Quilly had to make up for that. And unfortunately, Quilly can't be in the goal every single time. He has to score goals himself. But definitely seems like the Goblins are coming back into the game. They're kind of getting it all figured out, communicating a little bit more and making sure that everything happens. Let's see if game 3 will actually be a different story as we get back onto the field. The perfect little kickoff from Gray as he sends it to the backfield of the Warlocks.
BC
Gray
started early
absolutely
with
just
that.
answering it.
BC started early on the side of the field there with some demo, opened up the whole field there for Gray. As soon as Legend was out of the way, it was just free net. He knew he was going to take that opportunity to keep it up. Small mistakes by Warlock absolutely need to be adjusted. Very much a doable and winnable game though still. Goblins taking
Precisely.
another early lead.
The Goblins definitely took advantage of that kickoff that Gray, kind of started and everything like that. But those kickoffs can be very dangerous. You have to make sure that you know exactly where your teammates can send that ball. The big thing is the teammates seem to be cheated up both, but the Goblins were just there and ready for it.
Very good defense by Gray there. No, absolutely. It's combination factors of seeing. I was actually about to mention just the synchro between Gray and BC is really nice. They are doing well to complement each other, but at that moment, I think they just so missed their mark. I'm unable to make the correct call and fortunately lost a goal to it, but I don't think that's going to stop their momentum. Let's see if they can keep.
Legend Humble, 15 it past from the left side. BC, Gray managing to answer it back into Quilly. BC sending it up, stuck in midfield. Legend Quilly making it past Gray. Gray sending it off to the side. Gray back again. Gray. BC, sorry. Gray sending it back again into his own goal. Is the Warlocks there? No, they are not. Gray sending it back up the wall. Can he get it past the goal of Legend Humble? No, he cannot. It seems that the Warlocks are paying a bit more patient now. They're letting the Goblins make the mistakes, time it well. As I say that, they play a little bit too patient as Quilly is in his back end of his goal on the far right side. And Gray's like, hey, there's a whole 95% of your goal open and I'm going to score it there.
To get the nail on the head with that one, that was absolutely unfortunate. Warlocks really just sitting, unable to make the movement to be able to stop that goal. Early pressure by Goblins here. For our next kickoff, we got Quilly taking it on the left side of the field here. Gonna go up the wall. Send it pretty fast back toward Legend Humble. Unable to capitalize though as BC and Gray move quick to bring it to their side. Oh, with probably one of the awkward, dirtiest flicks I've seen. It puts it right where it needs to be. Okay, that wasn't a flick. Puts it right where it needs to be. Rolls off the side of the crossbar into the goal. Very nice.
there seems to be a sweet spot for the Goblins right there, because we just saw the same score, the same side of the goal from Gray just recently. They seem to be favoring that spot, and Gray's telling his teammate, hey, they're not guarding this part of the goal. Send it there. They don't seem to know what to do whenever it's in that spot.
Very good observation. I can only imagine they have some really good communication so far on the Goblin side. Warlocks, it's kind of that fine line between too passive and just passive and enough. It's got one up, 2.5 minutes left on the board. They can still do something with it. Legend Humble with a nice carry. Gets stopped short. BC Quilly going for a 50. Ball still going toward the Goblin net. Gray and BC do not seem too phased at all by that.
They do not. It seems that the Goblins are absolutely dominating the presence on the field right now. They are making sure that the Warlocks don't have a chance to shoot, and more specifically, don't have a chance to even get onto their side of the field. They are maintaining that pressure on the Warlock side of the field, which it seems that lower 50 is the part that screws them up the most. As I say that, the Warlock defenders are just not home, and the Goblins take very clear advantage of that and just score an easy open net.
As we just saw there on the side, looked like Legend Humble got caught over BC trying to get back to net, tripped him up, and that might be another key factor on the Goblin side, is maybe they know something about more than just ball defense, but player defense, keeping them in certain positioning, and very well executed. Warlocks needs to find some sort of solution to this, as they have a small amount of control here. Gray shoves it back. Gray said, I have the control.
Back off into the middle of the field, hopefully getting an answer from BC. BC not able to complete it. Gray coming back, trying to get his own answer into the field, as Quilly brings it upfield, hopefully wanting to get some possession on the field for the Warlocks. Manages to get it beyond them, but just a little bit shy of the goal as it runs wide. Legend Double sending it over Gray. BC answering immediately, sending it back into their own corner.
Really doing their best to shove the ball back to the center side of the green field. Both Goblins defenders just keeping it away, shoving it both left and right, but finally Quilly finally gets the side angle that they needed. Legend Humble with a nice pass piece, ricochet into a very good angled, oh sorry, I was leaning back and out of camera angle, my apologies. Very good goal there by the Warlocks. Can they get two more in 30 seconds is the question.
That was a fantastic passing play right there. Legend Humble realized that all the defenders for the Goblins were stuck up in their own goal, and they both committed for it. He realized that and sent it off the back post into a waiting Quilly as he secures his first goal on the scoreboard. 2 goals is not impossible. Will they be able to answer it? We shall see, as the magical little number up top tells us. Willie trying to keep it up off the ground, get that own goal for him. We could potentially see a very nice comeback. If they can get it off the kickoff, it is a very stressful situation. Quilly and Legend Humble have to be talking to each other right now, saying, we have to get this kickoff. Get that overtime. And unfortunately, it does not seem they will get the overtime. The Goblins made sure that that was not going to happen, as their matching cars show on the winning screen. The Warlocks have to zip it up. They do. They're lacking. They're double committing. They're not. I don't feel like the communication is there. Whereas the Goblins are absolutely killing it in communication. Gray posting up a 50% shot percentage, and BC yet again posting up 100%. 1-1 and 3 and 6. The Goblins are just absolutely walking over the Warlocks right now, and there has to be something that needs to happen in the back room that needs to get done for the Warlocks to even consider this a win.
So I think the Goblins brought the correct flavors of G Fuel today as they walked in, man. As you were talking about in the beginning here, Warlocks, the I'm not sure which combo you said it was, but maybe it's the dynamic between Legend and Quilly. Maybe they just need to find something that suits their rhythm. This combo you talked about earlier within the Warlocks team seems to be like a strong suit, and their score and stats reflect it. But Goblins, as you showed with the score and stats too, there have mastered the art of defense and know how to keep that ball away, keep the players away, and keep the ball exactly where it needs to be.
Exactly. Speaking of balls, we're back into the game here as Legend Humble sends it off into the Goblin side. Quilly trying to make something happen with it, but able to get 50'd out from the Goblin side. Gray sending it out to midfield as Legend Humble tries to stay on it. BC just kind of playing with the food right now, trying to see what they're going to do. The double commit comes out as BC is getting bullied into the corner. Gray sending it up. Legend Humble sending it up as well into a waiting Gray. Because the Warlocks are confused and trying to figure out what is happening right now. Gray missing the ball. Quilly sending it up to midfield to a waiting Legend Humble as he misses.
By mere inches there. That was a very close one. Warlocks seem to be coming out strong, heavy, and saying, we're bringing pressure this time. We need it. You're having it. Goblins doing very well, controlling the ball insanely this game. Insanely on the start of this. Was this the fourth match, correct?
This is
2-1 lead.
Correct. Yep.
Starting off heavy, 1 minute of the game, say, here's an extra goal. We're going to start it off with some pressure. Warlocks. Got to figure something out, man. If this was a Destiny reference, I'd tell them to self-res right now. I'm a big Destiny
This
fan.
is definitely do or die time for the Warlocks. If they lose this game, then they are not going to, continue on to that magical 5th number. Unfortunately, my prediction is kind of out of the window at this point because what did I say? I said Warlocks in 4.
Game 4, yeah.
Yeah. So my prediction, the caster curse has returned. As we see the Goblins just absolutely dominating the Warlocks, and it seems the Goblins just want the win more than the Warlocks do.
Legend Humble trying to turn something out there, does a nice push down the field. Quilly coming up on the side there for a nice pass. Legend Humble unfortunately could not get the angle. Sends it to the wrong side and is now trying to stay defensive and keep that ball away from the Goblins. It looks like BC there going crazy to try to keep that defense, trying to keep Legend on the ball and or to run out of boost. Legend popping it over on the side.
Quilly answering with his own dribble, trying to get it past the defenders, unable to as it comes across the Goblin side onto the wall and onto their own side as an opportunity for the Goblins.
On shot aerial.
That is not taken advantage of.
Very scary one at that one. Is good defense by the Warlocks. They knew they needed to defend that one. Quilly keeping the pressure. Quilly with an open net here and a crazy chance. Couldn't quite yet capitalize. Don't think there was a boost factor there. It's it was an opportunity I would say was missed, but sometimes it happens like that. Quilly seems like they're very aware. Just trying to get it past Gray. Gray staying so calm under pressure. Not worried about either defender coming their way. Nice pass by BC. Quilly steals it off though. Gray says we're going to keep that going back toward the Warlocks.
Gray sending it off to a shot on their own on the Warlocks goal as it floats above the goal. BC not able to capitalize on top of it. Quilly sending it up. Sending it off the back wall and trying to make an advantage, and he secures it as a flying BC flies across, trying to defend it. But Quilly said, no, I'm going to get this under you.
A lot on that play, actually. Started off with the defense on the Warlock side and then continued to push the ball. Very much needed. Quilly is stepping it up here, round 4.
It does seem that Quilly does not want this game to end in a loss. As I say that, he ends up on the front side of Legend Humble and just stops. It just seemed like a massive communication error as Gray and the Goblins just take advantage of it and just yet again score an easy open net.
Yeah, that one was the one that threaded the needle. That ball went right between both defenders and Oh, as Quilly comes in with a shot just barely off and the ball ricochets off the edge. Quilly's still not going to let it go back to the Warlock side. Legend Humbles on the backside for the defense. Can they keep the ball away from Goblin's possession? Goblins seem a little bit out of it right now. We're bringing a lot of heat in the first 2 rounds. I think something weird happened. They're still advantage right now, but they're just, I don't know if they're just playing it so safe that because they know they have advantage. Could be the case.
I personally think that the Warlocks are trying to secure that 5th game. They don't want to go down with a loss like this. So they're just starting to throw everything at the Goblins as Quilly goes for a demo. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to open up the goal just enough as Gray comes in with the way in the game 5. Let's see who secures this W in this match. As I say that, the Goblins want it so bad, they come off the kickoff.
5
Just
seconds.
The clean kickoff from Gray to BC, straight into the Warlocks goal. They let the Warlocks know, hey, we're not here to play. We're taking this W.
Coming in fast, coming in heavy. A 5-second goal is a very scary start for the Warlocks in, but they might seem to have some momentum here with the very nice. Oh my goodness, they do have the momentum. Quilly said, yo, I got you right back. Let me show you what I got. Puts the ball in the air, keeps it on a nice air dribble, and shoves it into the corner of the net. It's exactly what we want to see in this kind of game 5. Very good on both sides here.
It does seem that Gray just was going a little bit too fast there and was not able to make that save as Quilly just bangs it across his side from the net. Gray sending it up the backside wall, trying to get his own goal as he sends it up. Quilly able to make the save, coming back down, waiting for an answer from the Goblins as no one's home on both sides.
Very sketchy situations here. Both teams seem to be in and out of their rotations. They want it so much that they're getting out of rotations, and then once they're out, everybody's out. So this is a very interesting set of gameplay we're seeing here now. Looks like Goblins are trying to take the ball, but they are just being stopped. Legend Humble, although I'll take it from here.
Both teams seem pretty well balanced as far as possession and shots and saves. There's no lying outcry or anything like that. Both teams are posting up and wanting this win. They don't want to, take that L and go home with their heads bowed in their laps and everything like that. So both teams are absolutely fighting with the utmost spirit as Legend Humble comes across trying to get the 50, but manages to get saved. Willie coming back to guard his own goal. Gray sending it up right down to Legend Humble as he sends it back to his teammate.
Legend Humble gonna drive up the wall. Oh, sorry, Quilly gonna drive up the wall, shove it in the air, force the Goblins on defense to shove it into the middle. Legend Humble and Quilly seem to be getting a good set of rotations to pull that ball onto the side and set up the other one for a pass. The Goblins need to get into a good rotation like that as well.
The Goblins seem to want this a little bit too much. They had a perfect opportunity for an open goal there before BC decided to just pitch it across from an angle. If you would have just played a little bit more patiently, we would have had a 2-1 game. But I definitely admire the spirit from both teams as they're fighting each other constantly, trying to get that small advantage over the other and secure that 2-1 lead.
Every 50-50 feeling like the biggest struggle known to man as they're getting so close with these goals. Legend Humble pops it right in front of the goal and drops it. Cannot get the finish. BC now in control. Loses possession to Quilly. Quilly takes it off into the corner of the Goblin side. I think what you were saying earlier is a right factor, saying that the Goblins wanted too much. And I think in that statement they need to understand they need to just stay a little bit more patient. Both teams, nothing's going crazy up until about now, where finally we get the score from Legend Humble and just a nice rotate, shoves it right over to Gray. Very good possession there. That's what I was talking though. Goblins need to figure out a way of staying just fast enough to hold the ball, but slow enough to watch for that prediction on a goal.
Speaking of patience, yes, they were a little bit too patient there, as Quilly had more than enough time to just flick that ball right over Gray and just score that 2-1 lead. They got that advantage that I spoke of earlier and secured that lead for him. Now, can the Goblins answer back? I think yes. They are great players and they are wanting this. Just need to slow it down a little bit. Attack when you need to attack and defend when you need to defend.
Couple different moves here by both BC and Gray, keeping their 50s where they need to be, pushing the ball around, but not quite in the angle. Like I said, that the Warlocks keep getting. Quilly's saying no problem faking. Maybe it's a mind game, maybe trying to call out something to the teammate, maybe trying to play around with the other side. Goblins don't seem to be too phased. This ball, slow moving.
Gray taking the ball into possession, bringing it up to mid, passes it to BC. BC off the back wall. BC playing a little bit patient. Notices Quilly in his back corner. Fakes it, or if you want to call that a fake. But Legend Humble's there to answer as he sends it past Gray. We have an open goal lead right now. As Legend Humble, can he get the pass off to Quilly? Quilly answering it in the corner, not able to make anything happen of it. Still, Warlock's possession. They're absolutely hammering the Goblins' defense right now. What can we have? What do we expect to see in the next 26, 25 seconds?
Well, currently I was watching Legend Humble, and I feel like he was having some sort of struggle, whether it be connectivity or his own hands or brain power. He's not getting the process to put the ball right where it needs to be here. In the next couple seconds, I just need to see them put up a nice pinch goal or something. And nope, this is a game all dedicated to the Goblins. Very good game. 3-2 GG's.
Yes. Unfortunately, the caster curse comes back yet again. I had the Goblins winning in game 5, or game 5 in the OT and everything like that.
You said Warlocks in 4.
Right, Warlocks in 4, but then I said Goblins.
Oh, I see.
As you asked me my perception on that. Ultimately at the end, I think Warlocks they really tightened it up at the very end there, and they let the Goblins know that they wanted that win more than anything, and they yet again proved that they are the top team. Even though they had to take that forfeit, they are still the top team in AL. And that's how I think about it and everything like that. What are your thoughts on the games?
That was a very good comeback on the Warlocks position. They came out strong. Goblins put it right back in their face and said, we are a strong member. And, I'm just glad to see that the Warlocks had managed to get that, overcome momentum, push it straight through, pull out to the game 5 and score it out there. That's very good for them. It's awesome to see. And